welcome to part 3 of Africa's premier sports video podcast, the Three Quarters Podcast. As usual, remember to jump onto the hashtag 3QP to let us know what your sporting interests are. I'm Dumi Duffield.
And I'm Naro Kamuya.
So we start off with football, but this time we're on the Champions League.
Yeah.
So round 16, leg 1 of 2, and that's where we are.
Yeah.
So Roma beating Porto 2-1.
Yeah.
Man United, I think this was, I don't know, I'll save that one for last because that's the big one.
Yeah.
Tottenham beating Dortmant 3-0.
Yeah.
Ajax losing to Real Madrid 2-1.
Yeah.
And of course the big one was PSG beating Man United 2-0.
Yep. It's the first game that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has lost as caretaker manager of Manchester United, which was away, of course, to Paris Saint-Germain. Losing 2-0. Kylian Mbappe had a fantastic game, and puts United in problems. So come the second leg 2 weeks from now, it's going to be very difficult for United when they go to face PSG. It's going to be very difficult for them. The other result is as like you had. Everyone had expected them.
Yeah.
Of course, we have the second batch of round 16 games coming up this week. We have Lyon taking on Barcelona. We have maybe the biggest game of this clash, of this tie, Liverpool versus Bayern Munich. We have Atletico Madrid taking on Juventus, and we have Schalke facing off with Manchester City. So Champions League getting to the business end.
Yep.
Nights are about to be late now. I was stay up to watch those games.
More. I'll move on. I'll move on. So now we move on to basketball. And we had the All-Star game. So we had Team LeBron and Team Giannis. And Team LeBron taking that overall 178 to 164 points. So Team Giannis actually started off strong. And then it just kind of got worse and worse and worse. And that was it.
I mean, there's been a lot of fanfare around this particular All-Star. And the reason for it is because it was being hosted in Charlotte, North Carolina, by the Charlotte Hornets. And for the basketball lovers, we all know who owns the Charlotte Hornets. For those who don't know, Charlotte Hornets is owned by NBA great Michael Jordan. There's also the fact that Jordan's birthday falls just around the All-Star weekend. So, of course, the buzz started with a press conference he had in the course of the week. And in classic Jordan fashion, one reporter asked him, James Harden has had a streak of scoring. Can't remember how many points, but he's had a streak of scoring, points over a long time. And Russell Westbrook has had a streak of triple doubles. And Jordan was asked, which one is harder to accomplish? Of course, he goes out, he's very diplomatic. He says, look, it's tough. I'm proud of both players. And then he says, what's harder to accomplish? Classic Jordan fashion, 6 championships, So everyone starts talking. The vibe starts around there. And then, of course, we had the slam dunk that was won by Hamidou Diallo of OKC. His last dunk, of course, over Shaquille O'Neal. We had the 3-point contest where Joe Harris of the Brooklyn Nets beat Steph Curry by 2 points. And then we had the All-Star game. Kevin Durant, of course, being named All-Star MVP he scored 31 points. But I actually just went back, because if you watch that All-Star game, there's little to no defense. It's all offense. And I know it's a debate people have been having. If you ask me, we don't watch the game just for offense. We watch the game also for those defense. They chase down the blocks. We watch the game because of that. And I went back to, I think, the 2003 NBA All-Star. I went to watch that game. And granted, yes, there was a lot of offense. The game ended 130-something to something. But there was some defense also in that game. So it just gets to a point where you feel the game or the All-Stars can be boring. It's more about the fanfare surrounding it, but the game itself is not really a highlight to watch.
It's just like who can score more, but no one's really working on defense.
So you'd rather focus on the 3-point contest and the slam dunk contest, but not really the game itself. There's not too much action to watch in the game itself. Oh well, did you expect Team LeBron to win this? Once you have LeBron and Kevin Durant, same team.
That's it.
In my opinion, those are the 2 best players in the league right now. Come on, it is going to be difficult for Team Giannis to put up a fight. But hey, it's All-Star weekend, like I say. Just focus on the fanfare that happened.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we move on to our bonus topic, and now we're talking about SportPesa, who we have hotly debated. Lots of things about them. In the past in our bonus topics. So we're talking about the fact that they've gone to sponsor F1 team Racing India. And I mean they're investing heavily in that. And like guys are like, okay, wait, so you'll go and do this somewhere else in another country, and you, So I don't know what else you've been hearing from people. I know there are people who are like really heated up. Like there's been heated up arguments. Arguments about this. I mean, when you look at, my classic example will be rugby. You cannot blame them for pulling out. To be honest, I mean, yeah, fine. The excuse they gave was shoddy, but fact is, with mismanagement of funds, I think I would want returns on my money, and I would go somewhere else as well. If you can't do it right here, then I'm not going to suffer because you guys can't get your act together. But what's your opinion?
You see, this contract is for $8 million for the first year, $10 million for the second year, with a possibility of renewal, and $12 million in the last year. Sometime in the course of the week, I stumbled upon somebody on social media who had commented about that, because Racing India just released their car. They commented, and the comment was like, if only our government could get policies right, then this would be happening in Kenya. And that irked me, because primarily because of the ignorance. And is that what, like, scapegoating?
Yeah. I don't know about the isms.
But basically, using this government as a scapegoat for all our problems in sports. And I really get pissed, when I listen to some of these arguments, because you can see they're not researched. You can see no one has taken time to think about the argument. And look, we break it down very simple. We break it down very easy for guys on the Three Quarters podcast. The very least you can do is just watch the 4 minutes of the bonus. Exactly what's happening. So it's what you've said. The reason why it's return on investment. Look, SportPesa are a business at the end of the day. Granted, they do want to sponsor these things. Like I'm saying, it's a tax. You get rebates for sponsoring. If I use $1 billion shillings to sponsor rugby today, that $1 billion shillings is not going to be taxed. But if I'm going to be using $1 billion shillings, I better get a return on investment.
You've got to.
And what does that mean? That means that the $1 billion shillings I'm using, the $10 million they're going to be giving Racing India next year, should be used well. It should be used to build the brand. It should be used to market whatever it is. I was in another group. We have interesting people in this country. But anyway, I was in another group where somebody, when that thing came out, when the Racing India thing came out, somebody commented and said that SportPesa would have gotten more publicity by sponsoring Kenya Sevens. And people went ham on that guy. They're asking, what the hell is wrong with you? Do you watch F1? Do you actually sit down? At the very least, you should have just read before making that comment. And that's what I'm telling you. That's the biggest problem we're seeing. People don't have time to research. No, they do have time.
They do have time. They just don't do it.
They just don't do it. And then you can't make these useless comments. And forgive my language, because the reason why I'm really pissed about this is because we spend a lot of time coming up with this and trying to make people understand how it is easy to sponsor sports in Kenya, and then you go make such comments. And I ask that person, look, go to golf. The reason why government has just poured 200 million shillings, making the golf Kenya Open part of the European tour. And by the European tour, meaning all the top guys can come to Kenya. The Sergio Garcias, if they feel that they want to be, they can come to Kenya. The reason why they've poured that money there and the corporates are pouring that money there is because of accountability. It's because of management. The reason why the WRC is getting back, or rather Safari Rally is getting back onto the WRC, is because of the job that Phineas Kimathi has done at the KMSF. So look, let's not run away from it. The biggest issue is, we got again into an argument, and you're saying that problems the Ministry of Sports. I'm like, look, let's get it right. The Kenya Rugby Union is not run by the Ministry of Sports. No. FKF is not run by the Ministry of Sports. KMSF is not run by the Ministry of Sports. These are all independent organizations tasked with running the particular games that they are running. So the money, if SportPesa is sponsoring rugby, for example, they don't sponsor through the Ministry of Sports. they go directly to the Kenya Rugby to sponsor them. So let's get things straight, because that's where I'm seeing the problems coming in. The problem is management, like you've said, is accountability. The stories you hear, Damima, you and I are privileged to be somewhere in the rugby circle, and we get to hear the stories. The stories you hear about the people who are running the money when SportPesa is there, you get shocked. And I know from SportPesa's side, they had already made a decision to exit from rugby after the first year because of the way they saw things.
Things were running.
The tax thing was just a very good excuse. The tax thing was just a very good excuse.
Very convenient.
Very convenient. And to ask those people who keep on talking about this tax thing, why are they still sponsoring other sports?
That was one of the biggest questions when that happened.
Yes.
Why are they still sponsoring, football or whatever or anything else?
Or rallies.
It's
why
just
are they
not
still
rugby.
sponsoring other sports? It's not because of tax. And it's a lot of BS. When you hear guys talking about it and on social media, SportPesa, come on, grow up, man, and just read. It's not because of that. It's because of management issues. So the reason why, and look, well, granted, I would rather this $10 million come to the Kenya Rugby Union or come to promote a local sport a local sport. Hey, these guys are a business. It's return on investment, and they don't feel like the accountability is there. And for that reason, they are not going to be sponsoring them. So it's their money. Let them decide where they're going to invest. You sort your house first before you start making noise. You sort your house first before you start making noise.
Well, we could go on and on and on, as you can see, about this. But guys, let us know what you think. I mean, tell us, genuinely, tell us what you think. You can find us on social media. That is by following us on Instagram, liking our page on Facebook, and subscribing to our YouTube channel. I'm Damima Duffield.
And I'm Nara Kamuya.
See you next week, yeah?